It's Friday night, it's late, and this is Whale On. And apart from the usual madness and mayhem that we have most Friday nights, and we do have quite a lot of that as well, we're going to take some time to reflect on the world's oceans. We're going to talk about whales, the mammals, not the country. And as I'm sure you know, whales are an endangered species. It is said that commercial whaling has devastated the whales around Antarctica. Since the first whaling station set up there in 1904, about 1.5 million whales have been killed. In the 1970s, the plight of the world's whales became a high-profile symbol of environmental havoc at the hands of mankind. Everybody wanted to save the whales. Pure public pressure eventually paid off, with a pause in commercial whaling from 1986. But have the whales been saved? In May, governments will be voting on a whale sanctuary around Antarctica. Once again, the whales need our help. I got very moved and emotional over that. But before we talk about whales and before we show some rather appalling scenes over the next 6 weeks, I think we should start by rolling the titles, don't you? Hang on just one moment. It is him. Flippin' heck, he's heavy. And he is here. And later we will be finding out why Michael Jackson. How are you doing, Michael? All right? Very good. Okay, is here in the studio. We'll leave that till later. It is the real Michael Jackson, and somebody could have him. Okay? Right. Looks a bit pissed, doesn't he? Really? Now, Links, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. You must come on next week's show and do some magic. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Oh, good, good. Right. Well, for the moment, just model the map. This is the map, and as usual, we will dedicate an area of the country to the programme, or the programme to the area. Chadwell Heath is in Essex. Does anybody know where Chadwell Heath is? Do you? Okay. We had a very nice Ilford. Let's hold it. Can we get a shot in here? I can't see a monitor. Can we get right into here? Can we get in here? Okay. Right in here. Somewhere around here. Okay, this comes from Steve Selby from Chadwell Heath, Essex. He says, love the TV show. Please could you mention Chadwell Heath? Nobody says anything about it, so Chadwell Heath is down here. We're saying it about it today. And also, love your radio show on Sunday nights, he says, which we pick up there loud and clear as well. That's lovely. Thank you very much indeed. Off you go. If you would like your area mentioned, we should do Wales, really, shouldn't we? Then we'll try and do that for you. We'll do Wales next week, shall we? Now, competition time, and 2 lucky people are on their way to Crete. Congratulations go to Robert Willex from Southsea in Hampshire. Well done. Now, this is the time of year, summertime is with us, of course, clocks going forward and backwards and all that sort of thing, when we are all thinking about our holidays. But you, because you're so lucky to be here with us on our little Whale On soiree of a Friday night, you may not have to pay for your holiday. Because all you have to do is answer this one simple question, and 2 of you could be going for a week in Mallorca, or as Jerry Hayes says, Majorca, to Mallorca if you can answer this one question. It's a little difficult. Which famous awards ceremony took place this week? Baz Bamming-Boy's here later, and he doesn't know the answer to this either. Could it have been the Oscars? Could it have been the Emmys or the Golden Globe? If you know the answer, ring 0891 900 007, and you can ring as many times as you like until midnight on Sunday. Right. Okay, could I invite my 2 first guests up here onto the platform this evening, please? A warm welcome first for Sydney Holt, marine scientist and member of the International Fund for Animal Welfare. Sydney. Lovely to see you. You sit over there, Sydney. And let me. You put that on there somewhere. That's good. And also, member of the House, the Happy House, down there on the banks of the wonderful River Thames. Please welcome Mr. Tony Banks. Tony, good. Okay. Can I first make this clear, Tony? You're all right, are you?
Yep.
Do you know, I like doing this. I saw Oprah Winfrey do this. All the guests came on and I thought, I've got to do that. Really is quite cute, isn't it? Coming on and doing it yourself.
Yeah, I always believe in doing it for myself.
Well, before we talk to you, sorry, Sydney, before we talk to you, we're going to see you on film as well. Why, Tony, a serious point, why are you so concerned about the world's whales?
Well, I think you mentioned at the beginning about so many of the whales being in an endangered condition. Certainly a creature like the blue whale, for example, probably is now going to be extinct because there probably are not enough of them around to sustain the population. The blue whale is the biggest creature that has ever lived on this earth. Bigger than, people have seen Jurassic Park, bigger than any of those dinosaurs. And we used to slaughter it. And indeed, the Russians were slaughtering it until quite recently, despite the moratorium on whaling for those magnificent creatures. And we used to slaughter it, what for? For pet food, to make candles, to eat, to turn into perfume. It's outrageous that human beings should treat these magnificent creatures in that sort of way. And it still goes on, and we've got no right to do it.
Now, you said to me off camera, will you say the same to me on camera, I wonder? You said to me there isn't a person, a human being alive, a good shot of the audience here, just any of these people here, including my mum, that is worth the life of a whale?
There is no human being on this planet that is more important than a blue whale. I mentioned my mother because, of course, one gets sentimental. For sentimental reasons, I love my mother, obviously. But the fact is that, yeah, I think, and it includes me, no one is more important than a blue whale. And frankly, I mean, when I see some of the pictures of whales being slaughtered, I would quite cheerfully murder those people who are doing it, on the grounds that they are acting in a criminal fashion. And it is an act of slaughter that, quite frankly, should not be allowed.
Sydney is the foremost man as far as whales are concerned. I mean, you know more about whales than a lot of other people, Sydney. Yes, you do, Sydney.
I know quite a
bit.
You
do, Sydney.
Foremost, I don't know.
Sydney, you do. You are in the film. We are going to feature, maybe I should tell you what we're going to do. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to feature some snippets about this film called The Last Whale. And then, after that, it will be featured on ITV, the whole of the film, which Sydney is in. It's a very disturbing film. Some of the shots which are shown are disturbing. But, you know, we think, oh, conservation, is it worth it, all that sort of thing. But I think we have to remember that the whale could well have evolved more than the human being. They have bigger brains than us, as I understand.
They've been there a lot longer than we have. They've been on the world a lot longer. And they're an enormous, tremendous symbol, you know. If we can save them, we can perhaps save the rest of the planet.
Now, the Japanese,
we can't.
The Norwegians, various other countries say this is absolute balderdash. They use other words, but there are plenty of whales, and it's just people like you, Sydney, that are just being a little hysterical about this.
There are still quite a lot of the very smallest whale left in the Antarctic. And the whole idea is to, since that's the last one, and that's why that film's called The Last Whale, the only ones that are still numerous there, but the others are nearly all very close to extinction. So we have to save that one, even if there are a lot of them.
OK, let's show some of this film first of all, and we're going to start by explaining the killing time for a whale. Now, the killing time for a whale, it's not like going to an abattoir or anything like that. It can take up to, what, 12 minutes?
Or up to half an hour. Half an hour
I want you to talk us through this. Let's roll this and let's just look at this and see what you think. Here we go.
Japanese research claims the average killing time for a Minke whale is 5 to 7 minutes.
In order to get the samples, we have to shoot them. And, well, looks like quail. But we are trying to kill them as an shorter time as possible, and developing some techniques. But scientific survey need this kind of the exploitation.
OK, well, exploitation... I can't tell you what Tony Banks whispered. I hope the microphone wasn't turned up, Tony. exploitation. They're actually saying exploitation. They're trying. Are the Japanese trying to pull the wool over our eyes, or what's it?
They are, as far as doing science is concerned, because the science is make-believe, you know. What they're really doing is keeping the industry going until they can get an agreement to go.
Let's look at some more of this while we're talking. Let's look at some more, Sydney, and I think this piece you can probably talk us through. They say this is the whale has now been harpooned. Remember, it's now feeling pain and agony, isn't it? 1 minute 50 into this.
Jesus Christ.
There is, of course, quite a lot of blood when a whale is killed like this.
For a long time, yeah.
Well, it's a mammal to start with, and it's got a central nervous system. I mean, there's much evidence to indicate that
it would scream,
it could feel like us. It has an extended family system. I mean, you know, it has a whole social pattern that makes it probably much closer to us than, say, it does to a cod or to a fish. And it cannot be treated in the same category as a fish. It is a living mammal.
Let's just go back to this bit again, though, that there is the possibility, some scientists, I don't know whether you're one of them, Sydney, have said that whales have evolved and they could now be more intelligent than human beings. They could have evolved far greater. They have actually conversation. Whale song is conversation.
Well, that's for sure. I don't think we can judge if they're more or less intelligent. They're very different. They're like aliens on the planet.
Right.
But they're not stupid.
Let's go into this next clip, and we'll keep on. We're finishing this in a little while, but we're going to do this for the next 6 weeks. And if you have any views, this is back on the Japanese whaler. And this is them now trying really to show that they're doing it for scientific. We're 4 minutes into killing time, OK? As long as we've been talking. Tony.
Scientific, James, which is why so much of the meat from this whale that they're dragging in, this Minke whale, is going to end up on a plate in a restaurant in Tokyo. So much for science. As Sydney said, they've used this so-called scientific whaling as a way of masking their continual commercial whaling. That's how they've got round the International Whaling Commission moratorium.
What do they actually mean, Sydney, by this, that they need to, this is scientific, they need to keep looking at whales and carrying out this survey? What do they actually mean by that?
Well, one of the things they're trying to do is to prove that whales are eating a lot of fish, that they've got a better excuse to kill even more. But it was really a legal way of getting round the pause in commercial whaling.
I mean, is it...
it doesn't tell us anything new that we didn't know already.
People in this country eat meat, roast beef and pork and everything else. I mean, is there a lot of people who can say, well, the Japanese are used to eating, and the Norwegians. I should point out that we are actually going to invite the Japanese, the Norwegians, and other whaling countries to come and take part in this program. They will be invited to come and put their point.
It used to be a cheap meat in Japan. In fact, the American occupation tried to encourage them to start again. Now it's for the very best gourmet restaurants. I mean, it sells at about £400 a kilogram. What's
let
that?
me, as we're talking, let me go to the next shot, please, as well. Here, this is rather worrying. This is still the killing time. This is the second.
Approximately 5.5 minutes into the kill, a second harpoon
Don't
was
forget
fired into the same Minke
they
whale.
say the average time may be 10 minutes, but 50% of them will live for 20 or 25 minutes.
And of course, you don't know whether they've actually killed a pregnant female, for example.
Oh, they have. This is a woman, and we'll see this later. This is a female.
Well, okay, fine. I mean, because that's the sort of thing that happens. Also, the Japanese can eat something like whale meat, and if the Japanese want to eat something exotic, why don't they eat each other? Because quite frankly, I mean, there's an awful lot more of them around than there actually are whales, you know?
Yeah, yes, well, there we are. That's something you could ask in the house. The whale is, of course, at this moment still dying. And let's have a serious thought about this. Since we started the interview, that whale was first harpooned, and it is still dying. It's there, the blood is there. They're now trying to bring it in.
Of course, it's because they know this is so horrendous that they make it exceedingly difficult for anybody to see it happen or to film it.
Yeah.
To have this film is absolutely unique.
It's barbarous.
Yeah.
It's barbarous.
Now, they will try and electrocute it. When they get it in, they try to electrocute it. Why could they not electrocute it right at the beginning?
Well, they've got to get it up to the boat and so on. There's a technical problem there, but they also don't want to spoil the meat.
Oh, right,
and so their whole technique, they say it's to kill the whales as quickly as they can. Well, they'll never be able to kill them quickly. But it's also to do it in such a way that the meat keeps that high value.
We've got one more piece, and I think we'll show this before everybody is feeling depressed and not wanting.
Nearly 7 minutes after the first harpoon, the whale is now being electrocuted, all supposedly in the name of science.
You know, I like to give them sort of like 3 minutes to get off that boat before I blew it out of the water. How would they like to have a harpoon shot into them and then have great big electrodes stuck on them? You know, I mean, this is the sort of, it's perversion, and it's all being done in the name of science. I can tell the Japanese what they've now got.
And money.
When they say it's been done in the name of science, I can tell them what they've got. They've got one less minke whale than they started with. That's the only scientific fact they need to know at the end of it, and it's going to end up going down someone's throat in a Tokyo restaurant. Great.
Sydney, thank you for that, Tony. Sydney, we're at the end of our time on whales next week, and as I say, for the next 6 weeks, we will be doing this whale watch piece in the programme. What would you like people to think about? People out there who perhaps have never thought about whales, never thought that this great nation of beings, if you like, in our oceans, are desperate now for us to do something for them.
Right now, I want people to think what they can do themselves, and that's to push to get the sanctuary that's proposed agreed this year. That will save 95% of the whales, including all these in the Antarctic that the Japanese are so keen to get at.
But if the Antarctic...
to put pressure on governments to do that without any compromises, without any games about politics, just to stop it now.
Come back and talk to us again before the end of this short series, Sydney, will you?
Oh, please.
And you, Tony, as well. And you, of course, in the right place to do something about it, aren't you?
I'm trying hard, along with a lot of other MPs from all parties.
OK, if... you have any particular points you would like to talk to us about this, write, please, and let us know. We'll pass the letters on. Before we go to the break for competition, and I've lost my piece of the competition, here it is. How would you like to win this wonderful holiday for two? I don't know if there are any whales around Mallorca. There must be. There must be whales.
Oh, yes, humpback whales.
Humpback whales. OK, you might see those.
A few of them left, and they've been in peace for a little while.
Good.
So they're coming back, maybe.
Now, all you have to do is answer this one simple question. Which famous awards ceremony took place this week? The Oscars, the Emmys, or the Golden Globe? 0891 900 007. The lines are open till midnight on Sunday. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
The posse's in. Why are you all looking so gormless? Are you all right?
Yeah.
And why are you all in a gang?
No.
You sure? No?
Yeah.
This is great. Get a camera in here, little Keith. Look, he's not even paying attention to the bloody programme. Look! He's listening to his hi-fi. Anyway. Never mind. Right, time for some music. Oh, before that, would you like to see Keith? Keith is on this camera over here. OK, tubby little cameraman, come into the light, Keith, over here. And you've got a party piece for all our listeners and viewers in Wales. Off you go. Go on.
Lambedrog.
No. That long name, the long one. Go on.
Clamper, PG, Lantasilio, go.
Yeah! OK, music now from a band that are as yet not signed, but I reckon they will be. They're called Big Wide World, and this is Drunk on You!
She's the shifting sand in a foreign land. She's a trip not planned. She's the sun and rain, like John Coltrane, a drug in my brain. Let me tell you now, she's a work of art, like Joan of Arc. Yeah, she burns me out. She don't make me happy like you do. Baby, I'm drunk on you. She's a haunted house with all the windows out. Now they're stored around. Let me tell you now, she's a sun and rain, like John Coltrane, a drug in my brain. She don't make me happy like you do. Baby, I'm drunk on you. Hey, yeah. Hey. She don't make me happy like you do. Baby, I'm drunk on you. Drunk on you. Drunk on you. Drunk on you. 1, 2, 3, hey. Hey. Drunk on you. Baby, I'm in the ghetto. Drunk on you. It's too late to stop it now. Drunk on you. Hey.
Whoa! Yeah! Yeah! Great! I'm worn out. He's worn out. You're worn out as well, aren't you? Yes, he's worn out too. Big Wide World and Drunk on You. We'll have more from them a little later in the show. Who's this? Can you guess who this is? Anybody know who this is? Is it somebody? No, it's the daughter. No, it's not the daughter, is it? It's the son of a well-known political woman. Son of a well-known political woman, and we'll meet him a little later if we're lucky. Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to meet our man who knows all about the stars. Please give a warm Bazzy welcome to Baz Bamming Boy. What you doing?
I'll have to kill you. Here's
Here, sit down. Put that on. Put that on.
What do I do with this?
Just clip it on your lapel. Now, Baz, what has been happening? Julia Roberts seems to have lost her sense of humour.
Well, let's be honest here. She never had one, really. What does this thing?
That's right. I'll do it for you. Look. Do you want it done professionally?
Well, I don't
If you do it professionally, do it on the tie.
Oh,
Like
okay.
that, you see. And then I'd put that under there.
This is a very expensive tie, James.
I know. Okay, that's fine. Don't tie. Okay, good. Looks good. Looks good. Julia Roberts.
Well, she had a sense of humour bypassed a long time ago, just after Pretty Woman came out.
Why? She's great.
Well, I like her. I like her smile. I think she's great on screen. But off screen, she does like to be a private person, yet she wants all the stuff that goes with being a star. She took great exception to someone on another TV show.
It was poor old Eamon.
Yeah,
Little
who's a nice
Eamon
guy.
Holmes. It was little Eamon Holmes.
She just has, a problem with being, humorous occasionally.
Really?
Yes.
Have you met her?
Yeah, I have.
Did she say hi, Baz, baby, or did she just ignore you?
Well, the first time I met her was in Hollywood a few years ago, before she became big, and she quite liked me. And then I accidentally turned up while she was trying to sort of get away from people after she ditched Keith Sutherland, and she wasn't too happy to see me then.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I noticed they're all going on holiday to places and then coming back and telling all the press and the paparazzi that they've been somewhere completely different.
It's lies.
Isn't
It's
it?
lies.
I wanted to ask you, a couple of weeks ago, this thing with Princess Diana, have you any views on this? Parking her car on a yellow line somewhere in Knightsbridge and then getting the police to put a little notice on it.
That was extraordinary. I mean, it's interesting, you know, one minute she's up there making a sort of a tearful speech about how she wants to be left alone and she wants none of the trappings of royalty, and then she's getting the cops to give her a parking space. I mean, please, my wife and I spend hours looking for parking spaces on the weekend in town.
Well, take a Princess
How
Diana.
dare she have it?
I mean, if you want, I could give you this Michael Jackson over here.
But, you know, there's all sorts of things wrong with him. I mean, look at these cheap clothes. And
Yeah,
also,
well, never mind.
the chin and his eyes, you know, so he hasn't had
Well,
his facelift done.
That was pre-operation.
Was that pre-facelift?
Pre-operation. In fact, I think,
Okay,
we'll find more about it later.
before he got arrested and all that sort of
So
stuff.
what else is happening? Do you want to say
What?
anything about the Oscars or not?
Well, kind of. I mean, you know, Spielberg, it's very nice that he won a few. As much as I like Schindler's List, can I just say this? It may sound a bit horrible, but I just kind of do feel that Stephen made
We
this
get a good close-up on Baz's face. That was lovely when he wrinkled it up like that. Get a good go on. Say
You
that
know,
really horrible. Look at that. Oh,
Schindler's List is
get
a
in there.
masterpiece. I want you to know that, James.
It's good, isn't it?
It's a masterpiece. Brilliant
said it
film.
was a very good, very
I think
well-made
it's a great
film.
movie. It made me cry, but
I haven't seen
the
it.
cynical side of me kind of thinks, you know, he's never won an Oscar. Did he spend $27 million making this movie just so he could get one? I mean, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anymore.
Is it going to be a box office hit? Is it a box office hit?
Yes,
It is,
it's doing
isn't it?
very well. It's
Yeah.
been very cleverly platformed, as it were. Yeah.
Okay, last quickie. I hear that they are already looking to cast Jurassic Park 2.
Yeah, James.
And I thought, you know, I'm keeping my
Hey.
finger on the pulse, man, on the pulse.
This is true. No, they are. They are, very much so. They are. I mean, all the people who got eaten in the first one won't be back, will they? But I think longer term probably will be. And there could be a part for you.
There could.
Yes, because you like whales and things like that, don't you?
Yes, I do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's been Baz Bassingbourne.
Do these people want to die or do they want
Are
to
you
die?
going to wake up, for goodness sake, please? Right, okay. Now, you'll like this, Baz.
Thank
You'll
you,
like this
James.
a lot. This is the theatrical company now. The theatrical company who are coming here for a little culture. And they are the... I have to tell you, I have to read this properly. I was going to call them the Royal Shakespeare Company. Said, no, they get done for that. They are the members of the Tabard Theatre. Is that right? The Tabard Theatre.
Nice.
Very nice indeed. And they are going to do something called the Malfi Madness. This is a Jacobean tragedy. In 3 minutes.
My noble Duchess, what's this cardinal? I mean his temper.
Why, he's a melancholy clergyman.
Are you come? So, by my appointment, the great Duchess of Malfi and 2 of her young children 4 nights since were strangled. How now? How settles this? Think you your bosom would be a grave, dark, and obscure enough for such a secret?
What place? What death?
Strangulation. Hold. I am your executioner. Hold. Come. I will swear you to it from this hand. Kiss it. Now you shall never utter it. Thy curiosity hath undone thee. Thou art poisoned with this hand. Because I knew thou couldst not keep my counsel, I have bound thee to it by death.
Oh, Sir Holt! I forgive you for the justice you have done.
You foolish woman, could you not have poisoned him?
Oh, 'tis foolish to think what should have done. I go. I know not whither.
Hence! Hence! You're all like beasts to the slaughter. There is nothing left of you but tongue and belly, flattery and lechery. You shall not watch tonight by the sick prince. His grace is very well recovered. The noise and change of object in his eye doth more distract him. I pray, all to bed.
Oh, 'tis misery of us that are born great. People won't woo us, we have to woo them.
My brother, Ferdinand. So, the reason why you should not suffer, my brother, is because at midnight I may, with better privacy, convey the Duchess's body to her own lodging. Oh, my conscience. I would pray now, but the devil takes away my heart for having any confidence in prayer. About this hour, I appointed Bosela to fetch the body. When he hath served my turn, he dies. What is this? I heard the Cardinal. He mentioned me and my death. Oh, my corruption has grown from horse dung. I am its creature. Oh.
I'm puzzled in a question about hell. He says, in hell, there's one material fire, and yet it shall not burn all men alike. Lay him by. How tedious is the guilty conscience. When I look into the fish ponds in my garden, methinks I see a thing armed with a rake that seems to strike at me. Now, art thou come? Thou hast hurt me. I'm slain.
They pass through whirlpools, and deep woes do shun, where the alight event lay, ere the action's done. Mine is another voyage.
Oh, sad disaster.
Well done. We did here in the Culture Vulture area of the programme enjoy that, Baz, did we not?
Yes, we did.
You played with your microphone.
Well, you put it back on, actually.
Just quietly, otherwise it gives the sound man a terrible trouble. Right, time, I think, now for a little light relief. Light relief in the form of Mr. Gary Jacobs. I think, is we going to Gary on now or not? Yeah, should we get Gary? I think we should, Gary.
Yeah, I'm here,
James. You come up here, Gary. You come up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Jacobs!
Hello, James.
OK, right, after all that, we've had a lot of letters.
Oh, stacks of letters from people with very, very difficult problems, some of which are very, very concerning. It seems to me...
Yes, we are concerned. Are we not concerned, my lord? We are concerned.
Oh, we are.
We are concerned.
My latest protest. Oh, sorry, yes. This one here, look, can you read that opening line while I get another one? What does that say? I've watched James. Oh, I thought it said something else for a minute. I've watched James since he started from Leeds, and must say the show has got a lot better with professional people like you to answer questions. Thank you very much. Then goes on to ask the most stupid question in the world. That word. Listen, we've had a few questions. I must deal with this.
Okay.
This is a very important topic. A lot of people are finding when they are ill that they are having their driving licence taken away, and they are complaining to me about
Seriously?
it. Absolutely, yes.
Serious point.
If a person becomes epileptic, that is something that is notifiable to the DVLC, and in fact you can have your licence taken away, but you can have it renewed at a later stage. And all I have to say to people is, if you are concerned that it may be taken away unreasonably, is to go to see your own doctor. He will be involved in the decision-making process, and I have to say that that is perfectly lawful. And,
really?
It's for the benefit of everybody in society. Right. And I've had quite a few letters on that topic. One other thing that again troubled me, somebody has a relative who is abroad, in fact in Germany, who's been arrested for some very serious offences, and they're telling me they're getting absolutely nowhere, they're getting no justice, and they cannot get a lawyer and things like that. I find it very difficult to believe, but again, if anybody is ever abroad and they get into trouble with the police, or you have a relative who gets in trouble with the police in any country of the world, we normally have a British consulate. And if you contact them, they will ensure you're properly represented and that family and relatives do get the normal visiting rights.
Can I just say, it's usually better if before you travel, you actually get the address and phone number.
Yes, I think that's right.
Did you ask him to come in your spot?
No, I travel a hell of a lot.
See, we both travel a lot.
I travel a lot, like
we
always.
Both travel a lot. We've never been arrested. Okay. We've been near to it, but we've never been arrested.
The consulate make good tea as well. You go along there, the British consulate always make a nice cup of tea. Sit down, and it's not as bad as you think. It's a nice cup of tea.
Well, I don't know about that. I never go to those places. Finally, this one.
Yes.
A lady has sent to me something. She's been to 3 different lawyers. None of them have given an answer. She charges they charge her £250 a time. She says she'll pay me my fee. Well, it's £1 million. Very simply, this lady invested some money she had
20-odd years ago in a trust. She divested herself of it, and she said that the trustees can look after it, give me the income, and then when I die, give it to my children. Somebody has sneakily put other money into it, and she objects to that. She's been trying to get that money out, given to her. I have to tell her that I've spent 3 days researching this letter. The money is not yours, and if the trustees invest it and give you the income, you keep it. You're a very lucky lady. And she's probably the only person watching this
and
program.
if you don't like it, you send it to us, and we will destroy it for you on your behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, I nearly said Baz Bam, we've got Gary Jacobs! Okay, to the break with the competition. Don't forget, you could have a week for 2 people in Mallorca if you can answer this question. Which famous award ceremony took place this week? The Oscars, the Emmys, or the Golden Globe? 0891 900 007. We're back in a trice. I am your worst nightmare. No, milking it too much, Michael. Mansfield said, could I do it again? Of course, I can't. I can't. That's right, I'm very theatrical. The Tabard Theatre Company, by the way, are at the... where are you playing? At the Tabard Theatre Company, at the Tabard Theatre, which is in London until the 9th of April. There you are. If you want to go along, you can go to that. Now, music, please, from Big Wide World, and Ain't No Cure for Love!
Hits you like a drug, walking around with your head in the clouds and your eyes on that girl. When push comes to shove, the same for everyone. Ain't no cure for love, so you want it all. That you're right, so you argue and fight, but you're not right at all. Love can lift you up, you can't come undone. And there ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. Why do you treat her like no cure for love, so you want it all. You think that you're right, so you argue and fight, but you're not right at all. Love can lift you up, you can't come undone. There ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. Why do you treat her like a fool? There ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. Come on and bring it, give it room. Some men die for love with a knifeful gun, taking a risk for a moment of bliss in the arms of someone. Think there's nothing wrong, but it's there in the blood. I'm telling you, there ain't no cure for love, no cure for treat her like a fool. There ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. Come on and bring it in the room. There ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. That's why I'm everybody's fool. And there ain't no cure for love, no cure for love. I'm gonna break every rule, 'cause there ain't no cure for love.
Yo! Whoa, whoa, whoa! There we are. Now, listen, the guys are playing. I don't know whether I should say this because I don't like so much hair. I think it's just a bit insulting to come on my show with all this hair. But never mind. I don't know what you're laughing about, Baz. Baz, baby. You can get your hair cut. I thought you had it shaved or sheared, maybe, if you're going to be rude about me. Okay, if you're going to be rude about me. Anyway, thanks very much indeed, guys. Your hair is lovely. Your hair is lovely. And you are playing on the 13th of April at the Borderline. That's right. And we wish you well, and we expect to hear a hit single before long, and you come back and play over here. We'll see you there. We'll see you there? Yes, well, we'll go there, Baz, shall we? We'll have a night out. Okay, right. Big, wide world. Now, I tell you, the interesting thing now is my next guest is very nervous, and the more I'm doing this, I'm making the agony even worse for her because she didn't really want to be on television for a start. Right. And she's standing over here, aren't you? Yep. Please, would you welcome from Bonham's, the auction house, and I'll get it right, I'll get your name right, Caroline Gillis. That's right. All right, Caroline? Yep. Okay. Do you like our pictures, by the way? Do you think Bonham's could do something with these? These are whales, rather nice. Do you like them?
No estimate, no reserve. Yeah, no problem.
No estimate, no reserve,
Yep.
no problem.
No problem.
Don't be cute with me. Now, why... Remind me why we've got you here. You've got a pop and a
We've
film...
got a film and entertainment sale
Yes.
next week, Wednesday and Thursday, the 30th and 31st of March. 2-day sale, extravaganza.
Uh-huh.
Massive
I
sale.
thought most of these sort of hard-up, has-been pop and film stars have got rid of all their junk now. And
Obviously not. We have a 700 lot sale, so there's no
700
shortage.
lots.
Yep.
Well, we've got a few here today. This is one. This is
That's
Mark
Thatcher.
And
Spitting
he looks good
image.
for Mark Thatcher, actually. I think he looks better than the real one. And this is the spitting image puppet.
That's right.
So that means that he's no longer wanted, not funny anymore.
Well, very often they update them.
Really?
Yes.
Now, I mean, I don't know how long... prosthetics, is that what they call this, isn't it? This
That's
sort of
right.
rubber making. How much that would cost to make, but how much do you think somebody will buy it for?
Well, we've got it in with a very low estimate of £100 to £200.
£100 to £200?
Because I don't really think Mark Thatcher's terribly popular.
No.
I don't really
No,
think
you
there's a
said that. I
market.
didn't say that. I think he's probably a very nice guy.
Well...
OK, what is this? What is this?
That's from Batman Returns.
Is it?
Yes, that's the headlight. It actually works.
OK, Uncle B. Can we try it on Uncle B? Because he's big over here. Can we get it on there? The headlight actually works. So put it on you, Uncle B?
If you turn the switch at the back.
OK, just hold it on there. It looks quite good, doesn't it? You can turn it on at the back.
That's right, there's a switch.
Yeah. How much will that get?
That's got an estimate of £400 to £600.
£400 to £600? Now, the thing that oh, well, this is quite nice. This is great, because this is for Mike Mansfield, all right? We haven't mentioned him, have we, really? This is for Mike Mansfield. His claim to fame, of course, he's responsible for the Bay City Rollers.
Well, that was Jim Faulkner's denim jacket that he signed.
Really?
Yes.
And Mike would like this. How much will this go for?
That has an estimate of £350 to £450.
Oh, well, he could afford more than that. Don't go with that. So you
A
could get
bargain.
more out of him. And this is the original one he played.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah.
That's right.
And then Michael came along and he did the video for them. And look at them now. Yeah. Okay. Oh. You'll buy it if I'll wear it on the next show. I don't think you should buy it, by the way. Come over here, Caroline. Come over here a minute, because this is really... Tell me, I nearly wrecked him earlier and you got worried, but...
Because the hand's a bit insecure.
Because the hand is a bit... You know, he can do this. How much will this go? This is Michael.
Hello. Right, that has an estimate of £1,500 to £2,500.
£1,500 to £2,500?
And there's been quite a bit of interest in that.
Really?
Surprisingly enough.
Baz is shouting rubbish over there. You think that's rubbish?
Well, he's past his sell-by date already.
Yeah, but look at what's happening at the moment, Baz. I mean, there must be...
What are you talking about?
What would somebody want? He's not really popular, is he, at the moment?
Well, in the last sale in December, we had a lot of Michael Jackson stage outfits.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh, they won't sell, they won't sell. They made thousands of pounds, so his popularity is still there.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of interest in that. We've had bids already on that.
Okay.
So.
And Jerry, you better come in, Jerry, because we're going to run out of time. I feel we're coming out of time. This would be nice in maybe... I read in Annie's bar in the house of...
He's not black anymore, James, is he?
Would you like this in maybe Annie's bar in the house or not?
No.
No?
We've got mice in Annie's bar.
I know, I read about it, yes. Yeah. What have you got here, then, Caroline?
These are Elvis Presley shirts.
Really? Oh, well, look, this is quite nice. Can we pop him up there? Because Jerry is a fashion... Oh, for goodness sake, the whole thing's falling apart. A fashion symbol for...
These were worn in 1970s.
I'm having trouble with this.
These have
mothballs.
No, authentic sweat.
Yes. So these are worn by the king?
That's right.
Yeah? Good. Worn by the king?
Wow.
And we've got trousers and jackets.
Yeah? Let's go. Well, where's Freddy Krueger's hand? I had that a minute ago. That was good. I liked... How much will that go for?
Big.
I've lost it. Somebody's nicked it.
You could wear this, Baz.
It's been put away for safety.
No, it's not in the box.
It is.
Caroline, what's wrong? I'm sorry.
Where's Freddy Krueger's hand?
Yes, I've lost Freddy Krueger's hand. It's not in the box.
It is.
It's not in the box. So anyway, apart from all of these...
Well, that was my start off Freddy Krueger's hand.
That was your star
Yes, it
offer?
was.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was thin then.
Somebody
would wear... Get all in there. Look, it's not in there.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, it is.
It's in the box.
Lucky it was in the box. Oh, okay. Here, you put the hand on.
No.
Why not?
Oh, no. Andrew Neil might be one.
Oh, yes. Jerry won't put the hand on because people write things about him being an MP.
That's right.
Yeah.
This
This is Jerry's spot, you see. Right. We're taking him
just nicked.
So, do you like? Come round here, Jerry. Do you like these sort of things? Do you think this is you know?
No, I wouldn't have it.
Would there be any interest, do you think, from Bonhams in a kind of MP's old clothes? I mean, you know, the sort of things that they wear in the house.
If that's anything to do, I know.
Really?
Thank you.
Oh.
So your spot's finished now.
I've taken yours.
So this again. This is people would really like this. I imagine they'll pay a lot of money for this.
Big demand for Elvis Presley memorabilia. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That has an estimate of about £2,000, £3,000.
Okay, so it's on. When is it on?
Next Wednesday, next Thursday.
Okay.
30th and
So if you're in
1st
London, go to that next Wednesday. Give Caroline a nice big round of applause. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Wait, sit over here.
You've got the night off.
Well, wasn't that fun?
Okay, right. Let's finish off the programme on a happy note, shall we, with our resident MP, Jerry Hayes, who puts up with a lot of stick to come on this programme. Okay, let's look at it this way. Hang on, let's look at it this way, Jerry.
Yes, this is
It now looks that within a couple of days, couple of weeks, we're all going to have to pay more tax. It looks like that.
Absolutely right.
You know,
Absolutely right.
How on earth did we get to this situation, and why can't you do something about it? Now, come on, Jerry, you know the PM, he can't get away with this.
No, the fact of the
Now,
matter...
let's watch him answer this, ladies and gentlemen. You carry on.
Well, I will tell you. So I look into this little camera
Yeah,
here?
go on.
Right. I will tell you why. We're going to have to raise taxes. The reason is because we've had a world recession.
No.
Somehow we've got to pay. Well, yes. Somehow we've got to pay. Yes. Somehow we've got to pay for the health service, education, and all the things that you people need. And the only way to do it is through taxes. But we are the only party, I tell you this, who are committed to lowering taxes. Believe me.
Let me now go to...
that is true.
Let me go to the general public. Did you feel he was telling the truth?
Oh.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, Baz.
Listen to this. We're
I've
going to
never
go
seen
out.
him angry before.
Go out on a good note.
Good note.
The people of this country are really pissed off with this. They're really fed up with it.
That's being nice.
And that's being nice, as Baz said. We have got to do something, really, to bring... I mean, you can't tax us out of existence anymore.
We're not.
You
We're
know
not.
you
People
are.
forget when the marginal rate was 98 pence. 98 pence. We're still talking about 35
Well, would you tell...
base rate.
Would you tell...
35.
Would you tell...
25 is no longer. 35. Yeah, I know. But it's going to be... But Baz.
Anyway,
Baz. That's
Now,
why we're raising
the address. You're right in the middle of my address. Okay, you want to write? You've got a question for that? There's a fight breaking out in the studio here at this particular moment. We're back next week, same time, same channel, and hopefully we will have sorted them out. Have a nice weekend. All right, now, for goodness, stop it. Now, you must, there's no fighting. No. Right, now, please. No, you've got to go over. No, look.